Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back here. And haven't been made in a video in a while on the channel. It's kind of like a video was asking to be made for a long time ago. Made to some of the stuff, especially we're talking about over the years. It's been quite a very good journey. Okay, very powerful understandings, very powerful things that it's coming. And here is that after all those years, this video is coming out. Hopefully, it's going to be helping the community here. It's about the biggest fail. I see that the biggest fail, even right now, I've been reading some of the questions that it's coming into the chats, and I see the people the biggest fail. Where are you failing in there? The biggest failing is pushing your twin flame to do things. This is what is gonna be. I see some other people there like we got together with my twin flame, but now we are in separations. I spoke with it, and yeah, you're pushing them to be with you in union. Another push is when they are not ready to be with you, you to force things, you to getting energies in there for the rushing. The rushing, it is one of the biggest fail in there. A lot of you failing because of you rush. You want to be in the union as fast as possible. Right now it's 11:11 here by me, p.m. For those of you who wants to know the things. But here is what I see that after all the years of pushing your twin flame to do things your way, to satisfy you, to get in and to be with you, it fails you because first of all you fail to be with them. The second way, you fail in the journey. The biggest mistake you make in it is that failing in the journey as a twin flame. Yeah, sooner or later, the rushing within the twin flame, it's gonna be you're gonna be paying the price for it, one way or another. And I'm giving you this help here because a lot of you need that help, particularly people who came into the journey in the last few years. They still are trying to figure things out. In the past few years, within the collective for the Twin Flames, Islam has been talking about uh, what is and what isn't, what happened and what it is. A lot of investigation has been done. Still, people are rushing. You cannot understand that the rushing it is a very unhealthy because you're pushing someone on the base of your own personal demands of what and how needs to be done. The part of the love is to understanding, particularly I'm talking about, first of all, that is going to be the twin flames who are married. You to force your twin flame to divorce, to do things in there when they are not finishing their karmic lessons. Particularly with those people who are in the marriages in there, one of the best thing is if the karmic situations is done. Okay, I'm talking to you about the personal experience. You're done with the karmic lessons, your twin flame will appear. But if they're not ready to join you, you need to understand you cannot rush it, you cannot push it, you cannot even rush for this. One of the biggest mistakes is rushing or pushing them for communicating with you when they don't want to communicate in there because they are not sure within themselves. They say, like, I'm not ready to communicate. I'm not ready even to talk about it because they're scared. They're scared from the truth inside of it. And now with this pushing within the twin flames, you're creating the separations. The one becomes the pushed and they're running and you're chasing in there. Hi, darling. Thank you for coming in. We have to remember each of the twins have their own individual deal with the divine and their timeline. That is another thing, and there that it's going to be paid off. Thank you, darling, for the help. That when you getting into the love and we getting into the crossing over in the twin flames, you're going to be understand and appreciate your own journey, your twin flames journey, and how those two is going to come together. You got to give it a time, which that is a divine time. And a lot of you rushing it in there, you're twisting it and you're prolonging it the divine time that it needs to be happen because you're escaping the work that it needs to be done in a proper way. If you don't give the freedom to your twin flame, that connection is not going to be proper. You're still going to be acting on the codependency energies that are still following what you knew. You just don't want to be alone because you're afraid to do the work. You're rushing other things. So you can think that by uniting with your twin flame, the things is going to be like a honey and butter on the top of a bread. Well, you may eat it there right now, but later on, that's going to be having a bitter taste. Because the things, when they're not finished, they can create a more mess than you can actually have to do it. So it's better to work on yourself earlier and understanding that there is no rushing needed into the twin flames journey. You don't have to push yourself. You don't have to push your twin flame. The successful stories on the people that I've been working at with the twin flames over the years is when they have the inner peace in there with what the situation is. The journey is going to be leading you and testing you on that inner peace over and over and over and over again and again, and it's going to be leading you. That is your internal power as a twin flame, because the internal peace is leading to illumination state. And by you pushing and rushing your twin flame before they went even getting into the this understanding of the properties of the inner peace, you're not going to be achieving that illuminations that you have been seeking to be with them in the first place. Then when you are rushing and pushing your twin flame, as Paulina said, you're twisting the timelines. So basically you're trying to create an alternative because you're smart. You want to manipulate the journey. You want to be doing it, the things your way. While the journey, it does not have to be manipulated. The manipulation, it doesn't exist in it. You feel manipulated, or you're still not mature to go with the flow. And this is why this pushing and rushing in there, it's going to fail you. Your twin flame is going to fail you because they're going to be feel pushed. As they were pushed in their karmic lessons, they were pushed to be something that they are not. They were pushed by their parents. They were pushed by the society. They were pushed to have a face mask. And now you're pushing them to be with you. Really? Think about it for a second with this. Failing to do that. Take a look inside of you. Why you are pushing and why you are rushing. For what? What is the purpose for pushing and for rush? Because that is going to be leading you to the things that you need to evolve. If you're understanding that evolvement that it's coming within that energies that you're feeling from within your side, to be with them, you have to work them out. But if you're going from this energy of the old way of controlling, it's not going to happen. I seen a lot of the people they're working them out. They want their twin flame to move. They want their twin flame to go out and join them as soon as possible. They want everything to be going by the butter and honey. Well, it takes two to tango. And if the one cannot tango, you need to understand why. If you cannot tango, you need to understand why. And when the two people coming together within the inner peace, that it is the part of the two people getting illuminated. And the illumination is the last stage within the twin flames. And when you failing at the beginning in there, after the bubble zone, you failing there, you're pushing and you're rushing, here is, you're creating the separations in there. The separations is only needed for illumination's purposes. That something has not been completed, something is not completed done, whatever that is. And when you right now, whatever your stage of as a twin flame, you are seeking it in there. It's very easy to troubleshoot because what you're seeking from the twin flame in there to join you, that is the property that you need to develop from within you. Pay attention, what are you telling or you thinking about your twin flame? Because that is you. Whatever you think, whatever they not agree with you, is that what you need to work on it to agree with yourself. And when you push and rush, the dimensions, they're beginning to be closed. They're beginning to close down because it's not in the proper way. You're not going into the proper directions in there. Because it's the codependencies, it's coming out and it grabs that connections that you have inside of it. And then that connection is like, I need it, I want it. I ask a lot of the people, why do you need your twin flame? What is the purpose in there? Hi, Alicia. Thank you for coming in. If you guys have so many questions, you can pop them up at any time. And here is that codependency that's coming in, it kicked in and started created the toxicity in there with in the connection. Well, what is the toxicity? Control. And what is the control? It's coming. You want everything right away. So by pushing your twin flame to do things for you, just because you are in a connection, just because you loved each other, it is not the right thing. You need to have a stability of the program in there. Prem Jacqueline, hi. Thank you for coming. And seeing it there, you can trigger a lot of unhealed wounds. But when you start pushing, and particularly there are some people who are demanding the twin flame to do things. You don't demand nothing. The moment you start even demanding within your own brain what you should demand towards your twin flame, you have not feel or feel your karmic energies. So when you have not healed the karmic problems, your twin flames coming, and guess what? The karmic lessons repeat itself because you pushed them, as you pushed your karmic to join you, because you're operating in the old way. You see, your twin flame comes in to join you on their own. They're going to be creating everything, whatever it's necessary. You are going to be fulfilling to create what it's necessary to be together. And then you're going to understand, even at some point, you're going to feel like the earth is too small for you. Okay, but that is a whole another ball game. Talk about it. I want to stay away from this for right now because this is for a whole another topic that it's coming. So Prem, if you have a question, you can ask. So the rushing again, it's coming from that ignition first stage of energy that you have not fully understood the journey. You have not fully understanding what it is to live as a twin flame because you want to reach the goal right away. You know, this is for pushing from work or pushing, particularly you have to pay attention of your professional patterns inside of you that can lead you to pushing. Because if you are in a kind of like in a management positions or you pushing the people for production, whatever is your situations is, you're going to be acting out that because that's what you know. If you are pushed to do things from your parents, for example, oh, you need to study for this, you need to get this profession and so forth, you're going to be acting on that old pattern and pushing your twin flame. Your twin flame is coming for one purpose, to make you free so you can have the inner peace. You see, all that journey in there of this breaking up from the bubble zone all the way into the illumination states in there, you can save yourself if you save yourself a time if you're not rushing in the journey. But explore the journey. You need to become the explorer, not the rusher and the pusher within the journey. And with this advice, I hope this a lot of you is going to be able to help out, because later on, even if you're getting into the journey of that illuminations in there, if you have unfinished things, you are going to have to go over them, because in the end of the illumination state, that's going to be your ultimate test. Have you removed all the karmic situations? Have you cleared the bloodline situations? Have you removed the programming? Have you purged everything in there that was forcefully pushed on you? So you don't push at anything within the journey, because the journey is about freedom. Without freedom, you don't have an inner peace. One of the main things, if you don't have an inner peace in there, is because you don't feel free. You have to be somewhere. You have to be someplace. You have to be doing a certain things. You're not free because you have to be. See, once you tasted the real freedom, it's hard to go back. It's hard to go back into the matrix, because you understand what the matrix took from you was the freedom. And now, if you are a twin flame, as there is an awakening position within you, some of the patterns that it's going to come to you is what I am doing. I have to free my twin flame from their relationship. I have to free my twin flame from his toxic parents. I have to do this for my twin flame. Have you done that first for yourself? Ask your question. See, your twin flame have to do those things on their own. You don't have to tell them what they have to do. You can communicate. If you have a communications with your twin flame, which is in most of the cases, people do not. The reason is because of this rushing and hushing. When that energy of rushing and hushing and pushing is felt, the people naturally withdraw. Why? Because the soul understanding this. You cannot rush things. You cannot push things. You interfere within the journey and the divine. Prem, I can hear my twin voice inside of me. Whenever I talk to myself, I can hear his voice by giving answer and clarifications. Is that a feeling of her? Everything is because of I lost him. He passed away. Prem, you're not actually mentally wrong. Let me explain this. In the studies that I did there, I already spoke about this, and only kind of like a few people get in it, but I hope you get it in there. During the ignition state, when that is a two-way ignitions in there, the one consciousness goes to the other. So basically, you have his consciousness within you that it's talking to you. So basically, through the mirroring neurons within your brain, you establish these connections with him. And now that consciousness within you keeps talking to you. This has medically been approved. They investigated in there. I studied the medical results. I keep on watching on this. The psychologists are now ready for this to understand they can create this as a mental disorder in there. But if you are looking at within yourself, the quality of the questions and the quality of the answer will determine it if that is going to be a personality disorder or is actually something very practical, something very interesting. Basically, his consciousness lives within you. So if you have a very good qualifications as a quality, okay, and the things that you did not know from before, but right now you learn it and then you verified it, that qualifications of these communications that you have within you, they improve the quality of life. Now you're using the connections is in there. Okay. So how the mirroring neurons and autism works. Me and my twin are autistic, and we have been very important to our journey. Now, this with the autism in there, you have to look at the autism that it's developed from parents. Usually, the autism is connected to one or the both parents situations that is, and that it's related to lack of mental capacity in there. So through the mirroring neurons, this is probably going to be into the future. The things that has not been developed and resolved within generations, now it becomes a what's called the physical illness in there. So how did the mirroring neurons can help is by maturing within this. Okay, it is about to mature, to break up patterns, and it all depends on what the level of the autism is. This is a little bit more personal in there. Would love to talk to you in a personal, because here it's public right now with this. But through the mirroring neurons, you actually inheriting programs and developments within yourself within another consciousness. And that's what the mirroring neurons purpose is. You can look at my channel here. There is I made it a podcast particularly about the mirroring neurons, and they can help you. Well, I don't believe autism is a disorder necessarily. I didn't say it is a disorder. It actually shows up the effects of distorted energies collected for generations. It's not a disorder, but can be turned into disorder in there because of how the people can treat it. When you know that you're a disorder in there, if you have this autism from within you in there, depends on the severity, because it could be a very light, but can be extremely severe in there. Okay, if you wait for a second, I can give you here the link for this mirroring neurons in there. I just yes. This is the podcast for the mirroring neurons. You can click there, you can see it from within yourself in there. Hi, Dres. Hi, Dio. Hey, Dio. There is the questions a lot of twins ask in the community. Can I be with a soulmate? I've heard some people say soulmate are karmic, meaning they will be only. Let me tell you from a personal perspective. When you are at one flame, and can you be with a soulmate? This has been asked a long time ago. And it's not about you developing or attracting. You will understand that the divine has its own purposes for this. Because I stated that a long time ago. If for some reason the one or the other cannot fulfill their destiny in there as it twin flames, that connection is going to be broke, is going to be removed, and the divine is going to be stepping there, and you're going to be presented with another. And it's been done, it's been happening through a lot of the people, but the sense that since that old pattern that it can be only one, a lot of the people begin to create all this mismatching labeling everywhere. Soulmate, karmic soulmate. I see some all kind of like a flavors within everything that has to do with the soul connections between people, and there is nothing wrong with that. As long as you evolve and you're moving within a journey and the divine, it is purposefully created that connections and you cooperated with the divine. That's what it's matter. It's matter your personal experience in the journey is here. Okay, and you have to look at it what people say. It's not about what the people say. If I have to follow it for what the people say, long time ago, I wouldn't been here, I wouldn't be having that channel. I'm looking at more what I feel deeply from within me. What is the reality of what the divine wants me to go ahead and do here? So to help the people. All right. So a lot of the people, because of their fears, they can create a lot of things. Because if you can have a soulmate and you can do a great things, and you create, all right, because the karma has the two things. It's a down path and up path of karma. So if you develop things that can help the people in there, they can help to move up. You right now look at it, the situations is in there. You understand and you're aware of the consequences of your actions, which is that's what karma is. You to understand the consequences of your actions. Now, if you are aware and awake within a spirituality, and you create a pattern that helps not only you, but helps the rest of the community, what kind of karma is this? Is that a karma? Or that is a creation? You see, a lot of the people, they are focused of anything with something that they not fully understand. So it is perfectly fine to you to be with somebody else where you can create that positiveness in there. Because you're removing the negative sides, something that doesn't work, something that cannot have a purpose anymore. Okay? And to looking at within yourself, you have to see in it. What are you gonna be doing in this life? You have the greatest opportunity. A lot of the spiritual coaches in there, they said that we are kind of like forgetting the gift. You know what is the gift is? The gift is your soul to have an experience in a human body. You to touch, you to drink, you to taste, you to hearing, you to experiencing love in the physical realm. Because when you're on a spiritual level, you don't have none of that. You're only a soul. You can't touch it, you can't taste it, you can't have a coffee, you cannot walk in this, you cannot smell the air. Also, you cannot make any actions. You see, that's what it is. You need to learn to start to appreciate that gift. But when you are here and you have an experience in there as a twin flame, and the things go south and it fails, ask yourself, is the pushing and the rushing was the right thing? Because a lot of the people I've been talking to it, and they're like, I push my twin flame, I rush my twin flame, I force them, demanding, and now I'm paying the price deal, and I'm hurt and I'm paying. I understand my actions. And that happens a lot. And here is that this awareness of the consequences of the actions is missing because you're focused on the rushing and the pushing. And that doesn't help the people. It doesn't help the society. You're going downwards. You create a negative karma that you have to come back here and solve it. You don't solve it this lifetime, you're going to be solved the next life. You came here to create something different, a positive consequences of your actions. And I hope that guys suits you. And when that positivity is gonna be leading in there, your twin flame is gonna see that positivity. They're gonna be want to join with you. That's what love is. Because to face the consequences together, but with the positiveness, is a whole another state of love. Okay? It's a whole another state of love. But that comes in with the inner peace. So if you guys have so many more questions, I can take some few. I don't want to be kind of like emphasize it more too much about this video. Just made it pretty quick about this. But to remind you, guys, it's good to have ask a good questions in there, but learn to question it yourself. One of the things that you need to understand is to question yourself how good you are, but also how bad you are. That is going to be prompting the balances in there. And that inner balance is going to be leading into that pattern of awareness of consequences of actions. It's a very beautiful power with this. But a lack of a timing in there, because you want everything fast. You want everything, particularly when the things are in progress. Of the rushing part, when the things are progress, I have not seen a people who's been rushing things and they are succeeding. There's always something it's coming up, misunderstanding, miss this and miss that. Even thinking about it, when the people were creating this space shuttle, space things, when they are in a rush and hush, I guess what? They fail. They have to double, triple checks. Everything is okay. And that is going to be this moments before your actually practical physical union is going to be checked out. And if something was rushed through the journey in that illumination state, it's going to be like a final check in there. But in that final check, don't rush it. Don't rush and don't push it in there. Because of that final check, he's going to be asking, like, let's practice it. Do you see everything? And hi, Grace. Thank you. Yes, I'm so happy for you guys that you're understanding this. And that's all I have right now for you. Was just a kind of like a short, clear message for you guys. In the future, I'm going to be making some more stuff. I'm going to be popping up here and there more. And I hope that this video kind of like help you out in there. But don't forget about it. Before you do anything, ask yourself the questions. How would they will feel if you push and rush? How would you feel if you are pushed or rushed into this when you're not ready? Okay? That's going to save you a lot of problems, a lot of issues, and not creating issues when they're not existing. Okay, guys? I wish you help in your journey. Be love, guys. See you next time.